This is the Sunreef 60 Sailing Eco that we are on with the name that is quite flashy. It's called Black Raptor, and of course that's the color scheme on the boat. It's quite masculine, it's quite black, it's quite dark, but it's very beautiful. So here in the aft we have to talk about this generous cockpit with the folding backrest, lounger of course, where you're protected from the wind and the sun. You have the massive table with the secret lights installed in the middle, really beautiful. The folding backrest, and of course the hydraulic lifting platform, which can be upgraded to 1,000 kilogram lifting up, so that's quite generous, of course, for your tender. Down here is a lot of storage. Let me show that a bit further away from the camera. So here you have a lot of storage for all the toolboxes and cables and whatnot, and then of course you have the grill if the water comes in so it doesn't flush the saloon, and then you have this generous sliding doors that make the transition from the inside out very beautiful. Important to mention is of course the layout. This is a 5-cabin layout with the galley up. So where's the crew cabin? We have one here with a double bed with a bunk bed configuration, and then you could have 2 more crew cabins in the forepeaks. Normally you have 1 crew cabin and 1 storage. So with the galley up here you have the possibility to have an integrated TV over here. You could also have it on a mechanism in the ceiling, but that depends on your taste. Otherwise you could have also a galley down version, and then the galley would be on this side. On the starboard side here we have on the port side this upper galley, which of course is a very spacious and generous galley. Here we have all the cold storage that can be upgraded of course also in other locations, so you have more than enough storage. Behind me, or in front of me, sorry, behind you, there's some storage here, and then more storage there, and then of course you have your oven, you have your washing machine here. So the galley is fully equipped, and of course really nicely set up, so you can have a very nice cooking experience. Now behind me is the forward door to go to the front section that is nicely accessible. Here you have the helm station with the engine controls, and you see they're different. Why? Because this is a electric engine boat. It's a Sunreef Eco. You have a battery pack. I think here it's around 330 kilowatt hours, and with this it's always the question how far you can go and how long, and it really depends on how you use it. For example, with 330 kilowatts you could easily cruise with like 6 to 8 knots for 3 to 4 hours, and then your battery is between 80 to 30%. If it goes down to 30%, your generators will kick in to load the batteries, or on a very sunny day of course you could stay for 48 hours in the bay and have all the aircon running and have the water maker running and all the systems running, so you have no exhaust fumes, you have no noise, so that's really comfortable. And that's something that is the big advantage of these eco boats. Of course, if you upgrade the battery pack, you could have even more hours of cruising, more hours of staying in the port. So it also really depends on how much energy you're consuming, because imagine your guests, they go in the water, take a dip, go out, take a new towel every 1 hour, and the crew would need to actually wash and then dry the towel. That consumes of course much more energy than just using 1 towel per guest a day. So there's many ways and to actually optimize the energy use, and then of course the less energy use, the more hours you have on the battery and silent mode. So that's a bit of background on the Eco and how to use it. Of course here you have, if we continue with the walkthrough, you have a nice dining setup, also with this optional kind of like settee or bed over here. You have also more storage there. On other Sunreefs that's kind of a feature panel. And then here we have 2 guest cabins going down on the starboard side, and then we have here a spacious cabin. That is the VIP cabin, and then of course you have a nice shower going in here, and it's quite spacious because also it goes a bit down in the floor. So I'm 1.88 m, and this is very generous, like 2.10 m or 2.15 m. And then when you close this door, you have also enough space around here. You have storage, and I really like this color scheme because down here it's a bit less dark, and with this nice detailing of the kind of cross stitches here that are imprinted into this leather panel. more storage here, and then we go over here to the forward starboard side VIP cabin. Same here, same configuration, very generous, very stylish, huge light porthole to allow some daylight and fresh air to come inside. As well as here, big windows for the natural light coming in, so I think this is a very nice cabin. So let's check out the master cabin. We go down here on the port side and obviously have here towards the middle the master cabin, which has this much more space with this little desk, of course. And then here we have the nice bed, storage underneath, and a nice bathroom. Again, beautifully designed and a lot of standing height. Storage there, storage here in this upper lockers, and then behind me is the forward VIP cabin with the same design. So all in all, very good 5-cabin configuration. So I just want to quickly talk about the layout. Again, we have here the 1 cabin aft, and then forward on the starboard side we have the 2 cabins, and then behind me are the stairs to the master cabin and the front VIP. And then of course here we have aft on the port side the crew cabin. So let's check out the front, and this we visit through the side decks. And you see here also the 60 Sunreef Eco, so that everybody can see it's also an Eco. And of course this is very important to mention, you see the nicely integrated solar cells. I mean, take a closer look on how nicely this finish is. It's really beautifully integrated, and they're very efficient. They're in-house innovation of Sunreef, and also they're very resistant. So Sunreef is really the pioneer on sustainable yachts and eco yachts. Now here on the front you have a very nice and generous cockpit. Underneath here is the utility room where you normally have your washer and dryer, and then the trampolines, lots of storage, a nicely recessed lounge, which of course is accessible from the inside, and then more storage space underneath here, and also nice cushions, some nice lounges down here. So all in all, really nice setup. And again, you see how nicely the solar cells are integrated here into the roof of the yacht. And also you have, if you notice on the mast, you have some solar cells integrated, and here you have a nice double furler for your Geneva and your front sail. So the sailing setup is also very nice, very good performance also. So this is the front of the boat. Let's go up and check out the flybridge. So here on the port side we have this circular stairs, and then I need to cover again my microphone, of course. I hope you don't mind for the viewing experience. So we have here a big, nice table with a lot of space. We have the folding backrest, the traveler nicely integrated, and of course one of the first things you notice coming up on the fly is the integrated solar panels in the roof, where you can also immediately see that this is a sustainable yacht because it's an eco. So I think that's quite nice, well cleverly done, of course. And then in regards to the layout, you have the folding backrests, sun-basing area down here. You have the Harken winches, the setup with the work location for the sailor. Over here you have a wet bar with your retractable faucet and the sink. You have a fridge down here. Of course you could also fit an ice maker. Here's the storage, and then more storage, optional grill or teppanyaki. But I have to say I quite like to grill on, to make a barbecue on the bathing platform, put it a bit in the water, and then you don't have all the sprinkles of fat from on the teak that makes it look a bit not so nice. So otherwise you can configure your steering position, like your helm position, and of course you can also enclose this flybridge, which would be nice now because of the wind, but we're not made out of sugar, as we say in Switzerland. Let's go down back and check out the rest. So here we are at the end of the video, and I have to say we used the short time we have here at the Cannes Boat Show before the show starts to give you a little impression. I hope it was enough, but of course also maybe I made you curious. So if you want to know more with the official Sunreef dealer for Switzerland and Germany, then let me know, because I really have to say it's such an interesting concept of being so silent on the water with no disturbance of noise or the exhaust fume. So I really love this concept, and I have to say I give a big respect for Francis Lab, the founder of Sunreef, and his son Nicholas Lab. So I really think they are the best pioneers in yachting when it comes to sustainable yachts. So if I've made you curious, then let me know. I would be very delighted to give you more information. My name is Cornelis Kistler and I'm the CEO and founder of breezeyachting.swiss. We speak yachting. Let's talk.